Hi, this is Razor Wire, and this is a twin flame reading. Today I am using the Fountain Tarot, Paulina's Tarot, and the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And we are going to start with the Divine Masculine. And while I'm shuffling, I'll share a story with you. Today is December 1st here, so I have an Advent calendar, and inside the Advent calendar there are crystals. I received this for my birthday, so I was like super excited to see, what was inside. I've never seen an Advent calendar like this before. So I woke up, early, and I opened the day one, and there was nothing in there. And it said in the bottom what was supposed to be in there, but there was nothing, in there. And I was kind of disappointed, but I couldn't really look through the whole calendar because, then it would spoil the other surprises. So I had someone else look and see, just in case it was in there somewhere. And it was, actually. So it was only day one. It was only the first day that had been misplaced. All the other gems were, where they were supposed to be. But that made me think about the journey, how sometimes we can't see what's happening in the 3D, how sometimes it can seem like our masculine is not interested, or our feminine is not interested. They're nowhere to be seen. There doesn't seem to be any opportunity to connect with them in the 3D realm. But they're there, where we least expect to find them. So let that be a lesson. All right, so next we're gonna start with the masculine, as I said before, and we've got the Fool, and the Fool is about new beginnings. It's about a fresh start, and the masculine has been asking for a fresh start. This person is getting ready to take a leap, so they're taking this huge leap of faith. This is someone who they trust their instincts. They trust in source. They're open, they're innocent, they're receptive to their intuition. They're not forcing anything. They're going with the flow of things. And next we have the Strength card, and this Strength card is all about self-mastery. It's about self-compassion. It's about courage. This is about the integration of the shadow self. So your masculine right now is working on, integrating their shadow selves. They're working on becoming, stronger for you. And then we have this Star, and the Star is about hope for the future, inspiration. It can be about counsel. They might be receiving counsel from a friend, a close friend, or perhaps they are, calling on source. Or it could even be just that your light, you've been raising your vibration, and your light is guiding them forward on their journey. And then we have, let's see what we got here. We have the Four of Cups, and in this Four of Cups, you can see that the woman is got her arms crossed over her chest, and her, her head is turned away defiantly, and she's refusing to take this cup that is being offered to her. So this is the ways that we sabotage ourselves, that we deny ourselves life's pleasures. This can indicate, a kind of boredom, that kind of anhedonia where you've kind of numbed your feelings inside, where you've been hurt in the past and you're kind of anticipating the same. This is a beautiful cup filled with like flowers and magic, but in this person's mind, it may be poison, it may be a trap. So they're kind of denying themselves what they really want. And what they really want, of course, is the divine feminine. They want love. They want that soul connection with you. They want the freedom that love brings. In the past, they may have only known relationships to be, prison. The relationships in the past may have been deeply unsatisfying and not allowed for personal growth, not allowed for authenticity. But you make them feel free. You make them feel loved for who they are, because it's an unconditional love. And you have this bird, and they're carrying a love letter. Is carrying a love letter in its beak. So you could be, they could be thinking about writing you a love letter, maybe even an old-fashioned love letter. But in this, the masculine is kind of behind the feminine. So he's there, but he's not yet like right in front of her. So that could be how it is for you. That he's there, but he hasn't come forward yet. And then we have the star again, which again is that hope for the future, that inspiration, that kind of alchemy of creating something amazing together. And then we have the King of Swords, and the King of Swords is about integrity. It's an intellectual and cerebral man, so he may be thinking too much, with his head right now. This is how things have been in the past. This is what experience has taught me. So he may be dealing with some sort of, harsh truths, that kind of cynicism about love and relationships, if he's been hurt before. And now we have the upper world. So let's see what that says. I like to read the oracles because they're usually really well written, and I think they have some good advice. The invitation. The upper world is calling you to step into your fully realized self. Clear distractions so that you can move into a higher destiny. Do not fall to the temptation to craft a slightly more improved version of yourself. What you perceive as a problem or an obstacle is in fact the irritation you need to take the great leap. Here they're taking that great leap. What was that? Yes. Remember, you cannot cross the Grand Canyon in 2 small jumps. So this is talking about, not creating, a slightly improved version of yourself, going all the way. So here, this card could represent that your masculine is refusing the old. They're refusing to do things the way that they have always done. They're ready to break free of those old habits and patterns. They want to create something completely new. They won't settle. That could be what that indicates in this instance. So next we are going to do the feminine and see what we get. But it's significant that they got the star twice. That means they're definitely seeing your light. The work you've been doing is paying off. They're feeling you. So what do we need to know for the divine feminine today? Okay. And divine feminine. An oracle card. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, so we start with the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is all about surrender. It's kind of that you've hit the metaphorical rock bottom and things can't get any worse. They can only go up. They can only go up from here. So this woman has been deeply hurt, deeply traumatized. But now she needs to release all of those swords, forgive and surrender to the divine. Then we've got the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is, that he's a loving father. He's a supportive partner. He's a good listener. He's compassionate. He's balanced between head and heart. He's tapped in, intuitive. This is the kind of partner that that you want. This is the kind of man that man or woman, that you want in your life. Somebody who listens to you, who's present, who is healthy and balanced. And then we have the King of Swords again. Just like the masculine, you might be guarding your heart a little. This card is also about acting with integrity. He has the sword of truth in his hand, so honesty is extremely important to him. He's very well spoken and articulate, but he can come off as harsh sometimes. And then we have the Justice card, and again we have the sword of truth. So this is really pushing you to be honest, to be more honest in your communication, not just with other people, but with yourself. Because the sword of truth, it sort of lights your path. When you're being honest, it's much easier to see the path. And you've got the scales, they're coming in for balance, and you've got the dragonfly necklace, and that talks about deep transformation. This is about karmic endings and resolutions and fairness. And then you've got the Two of Pentacles here, and this is a card of balance and alignment. This is someone who maybe has taken on too much, and now it's time to kind of reevaluate their priorities to see what's important. In this card, they're also dressed kind of like a clown, and they're riding on horseback, and it's and there's the waves here are all erratic. So this is somebody who's performing for other people, who's who cares too much about what other people think, and they're trying so hard to keep up with other people that they've taken on all of these unnecessary burdens. All right, next we have the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is, this confident, independent, fiery woman. She knows what she wants. She doesn't need, any man to make her happy, or any woman to make her happy. She's independent. She's capable of taking care of herself. And then you have the Three of Wands. And this is somebody who's, they have hold of the reins. They're in charge. They're ready for adventure. They know what they want in life, and they're going for it. This card can indicate movement or travel in some cases, but yeah, this person is ready to take that next step. And then you've got the Ten of Swords, and so the next step is actually surrender. Releasing all of that trauma, forgiving the past so you can bring in that fresh start and that new beginning, forgiving yourself. And then we've got the Wind, and that's number 63, and the Wind is about change. The invitation. When the spirit of the wind is calling, it's a sign of change. Perhaps you need to change your mind about something. Perhaps an old way of doing things has become automatic. And now that you have gained greater clarity, which you did in the Justice card and the King of Swords, you can make a new choice. Regardless of what the change is, you can expect to be understood and to have clear communication with others at this time. Ideas are solid, and the shift that is being called for is for the highest good of all. Change can seem scary, but it's time to surrender to that, to let your life be transformed by this journey and by the truth. All right, so next we have the journey. And, although we had the Ten of Swords twice, 10-10, that's a sign of power. There's a lot of power in vulnerability, in surrender. It may not seem like it, may seem like you're giving up or it's a weakness, but it's not about giving up. It's about letting go. of the need to control. It's about trust. So next we have the journey. Let's see what we have here. Okay. The journey. Let's just take those and just maybe on the top and one of these. All right. Let's see what we've got here. So we've got the Hanged Man. You know, the Hanged Man is about surrender again. It's about, you know, changing your perspective. It's about looking at things from a different vantage point. You know, it's about releasing judgments. You know, releasing all judgments, all expectations, all attachments, and just, you know, looking at things as they really, really are, without needing to define them or label them or justify everything. You know, he's got this light around his head, so his crown chakra is awakening. He seems to be at peace. Despite this awkward position, he looks to be at peace with himself. This can also, you know, indicate necessary delays. Then we have the King of Wands, and this, we had the Queen of Wands before, but this is, you know, a confident, charismatic, sexy, passionate man. You know, he could also be an artist, and you know, he's somebody who knows what he wants and goes after it. He's learned how to harness his passion, you know, to harness his passion and his ambition in productive ways. And then we've got the Wheel of Fortune, and this is about fate, destiny. You know, this is a destined connection. It's protected by heaven. You know, this is also about surrender. You know, you don't have, you know, the divine has this. The divine is completely in charge with this journey. You know, you can't control it. You can't, you know, set a timeline for it. You know, everything is happening exactly as it should in the right timing for your highest good. You know, the wheel is turning. Things are moving forward, even if it's slow right now. And the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is about family and childhood and joy and nostalgia. You know, it's about sweet memories from the past in this particular card. And sometimes we have to release the past so that we can make way for something new. You know, sometimes we can idealize the past so much that we miss out on opportunities in our future, that we don't allow relationships to grow and develop. And then you've got the Ten of Coins, the Ten of Coins. And 10, again, is for power. And this is about legacy. This is what you and your masculine are creating together. This is your divine purpose, your divine, you know, mission. This is, you know, everything you want coming in. This is, you know, abundance and beyond your wildest imaginings. And this isn't just, you know, financial abundance. This is all kinds of abundance. This can be spiritual well-being, good health, you know, healthy relationships. And then we've got the Page of Coins. You know, and this is the studious youth. He's curious, and he's, you know, dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge, to the pursuit of truth. You know, this could be a sign of good news to come, and it might be related to, you know, your career. And then we've got the Death card. And the masculine also had the Death card, so this is a sign of rebirth. And things are, you know, the old, you know, is the old way of being, the old way of doing things is dying, and now you are moving into your destiny. You know, you're ending one cycle so you can begin a new cycle. And there is some pain associated with this card. You know, there is a sense of loss, a sense of fear. Like, there can be a fear of the unknown. This card is actually quite quite dark and ominous looking. So there is that fear of the unknown. But this card, the Wheel of Fortune card, is telling you that things are going to turn out exactly as they're supposed to. This is a sign of good fortune. The Ten of Pentacles also is a sign of everything you want. All right, Jaguar. Let's see what we got here. The Jaguar calls you to explore beyond the walls that confine you, to go outside your normal routine, to push your limits and boundaries. She is delivering an invitation from your own future to investigate the unknown, to venture into the mystery and the dark places that you have been reluctant to explore. Toss all caution to the wind. Know that your Jaguar instinct will serve you. So it's time to get out of your comfort zone. It's time to take those steps forward. It's time to let what needs to die so that you can create that new future together, that beautiful new future. And let go of the past. No matter how good things were in the past with your twin, they can only get better. So thank you. This has been a Twin Flame reading.